So he's definitely had some instances where people have died or been poisoned or injured under suspicious circumstances, but he very much, if he's, can't even say if he's guilty, he makes sure it doesn't come back to him, but
How
also
could it?
He has control of everything.
If you have goons that are willing to do it for you and that don't get caught, like how could it possibly be traced back to him when he has such influence in the country?
Yeah. I mean, he's had investigations being done into him. Oh, okay. So he did this cool presidential decree that is in no way biased or bent.
How cool was it?
At the end of 1999, that ensured that corruption charges against the outgoing president and his relatives would not be pursued. So this is when Yeltsin was leaving office. Well, Yeltsin was already being investigated, and his family members were being investigated in a bribery case. And I think Putin was also somewhat implicated in that. Well, he basically made that go away by this cool decree that seems very much like it would be a conflict of interest. And yeah, so in 2000, a case was dropped against him, partly because of that. There's just a bunch of kind of dodgy stuff going on. There were a couple big events that happened that were kind of interesting that I think that you would find interesting. So there was this event called the Moscow Theater Hostage Crisis in 2002. And so Chechnya is a region in Russia or the former Soviet Union. I'm not really sure, but most Chechens want to be separate from Russia. They want to be autonomous, independent.
Why is that?
Well, they're, I think, primarily Muslim, which I didn't realize.
Where are they located roughly?
I have such horrible... they're near-ish Russia. Let's see. Let me just pull up a map here. Chechnya. So they're here. Here's the country
north of
Georgia. Yes. And
Georgia.
I hate maps. Okay, so Ukraine is here, Russia's here.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of this region. So I don't think it's like a country I can't remember if it's like just a little region.
Can you zoom out a little more?
Yeah.
So it's like just north of Iran.
Iran.
Sorry.
Yeah, Azerbaijan, Georgia.
Sorry, I didn't pronounce it.
It's okay. Sorry, I just had someone correct me who was actually Persian one time, and because I was like, "Oh, are you, like Iran?" and she's like, "Iran," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh my goodness!
But it does sound nicer.
But it's also, the American version of saying.
I know.
It's like.
But it's like saying Italian. Now it makes me think.
It's like anything. It's like saying, it's nice here in Spain, España. It's nice here in Mexico, Mexico. You fucking American pig dog.
I'm sorry. You just made me feel like a pretentious piece of shit. I just like the way it sounds better.
No, it sounds nice.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Go ahead. You say it how you want to say it. You say how you want to say
Iran.
it. Okay. Beautiful. Perfect.
Because I'm American.
Okay. And I think it just sounded extra.
If I'm going to pronounce every country the way they pronounce it, it's not like a normal thing.
You're sounding old before your time.
Well, I'm just saying, do you think Iranians call America in an American accent?
Yeah, I think they say Murica.
Okay, you're making a joke, but
no.
Shut up.
Can we just get back to the drama?
Do you hear my point?
Yes, I do hear your point. I think we've had this conversation before.
Have we?
Yeah, it just sounded, it was very like emphatically Iran. I don't know. Not like that, but.
Really?
No. Iran? Anyway. So this Moscow Caesar crisis.
Want to try that again?
Moscow Theater Hostage Crisis. It's a lot of words.
Come on. Don't make fun of me.
So there was the seizure by Chechen separatists of this crowded theater by... Okay,
really
shut
struggling.
up. There were 40 to 50 armed Chechens. And there were 850 hostages. Wow, I did not remember it being that many. And either 130 to 170 people ended up dying with the way that the government handled and the special forces in Russia.
By the hand of the Chechens?
No. So the Chechens, I don't know why it's not Chechenians. The Chechens did kill some people.
Chechens.
I know, I don't know.
Okay.
Don't question. I didn't make it. I don't make the rules.
Okay. Calm down a little bit.
So there were some instances where they did kill some hostages, but they were few compared to, not that I'm saying that hostage taking is ever a good or wise, but they've been trying to get their like autonomy, I think, for a long time. So ultimately,
autonomy,
like ruling themselves,
independence.
Yes, but it's often called autonomy. It's
Is
like,
it really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think there are,
for everyone out there in the audience, independence.
I think there are I think there are regions that aren't independent, like, but they have autonomy.
Autonomous.
Like they rule, like Native American tribes, reservations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's sort of like an in-between, sort of like a gray area.
Yes, kind of. I don't really understand it myself. Okay, I'm just trying to sound smarter than you.
Self-ruling, but not.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's, yeah.
It's so confusing.
So they want independence.
Yes.
But they have
or
autonomy now?
I don't think that they do. I'm not really sure. Don't ask me. Don't drill down into this shit when I haven't done all the fucking research.
I'm drilling away, but the world is so convoluted. I just can't.
I have pages and pages of notes, but I can't answer that question. I don't think that they do.
You need to try harder next time.
Oh my gosh, do you know how long I looked up some of this shit?
I'm just joking. You did a great job.
No, it's fine. The thing is, there's so much information that we're almost at an hour, and I'm not going to cover all of it. But I thought that these few events were very interesting. So the special forces in Russia, ultimately, Putin and the Kremlin want to be strong. They don't want to negotiate with these separatists.
And the Kremlin is like the terrorists. Main government building.
The Kremlin is like what you would call like the White House. You'd call like the
except it looks like a bunch of ice cream cones.
Yeah. Delicious. So ultimately what they did is they pumped an undisclosed
delicious
chemical agent into the building's ventilation system.
What?
To begin the rescue operation. They fucking killed 130 people, hostages. And they later they wouldn't disclose what the chemical was, but later experts said they believed it was a fentanyl derivative such as carfentanil.
Oh, like the elephant tranquilizer.
Yeah, that's why I was looking it up. I was like, what is this? I know I've heard it before.
Well, I've heard that the Russian authorities and police force aren't exactly the smartest or most effective.
They make our people look top notch.
Well, clearly. I mean, they're killing hostages. I mean, How stupid do you have to be to kill your...
But they were not going to negotiate with these Chechens. And it's like, at that point, maybe...
figure something else out, you fucking inbreds.
Yeah, well...
Jiminy Christmas.
Oh, okay. So in 2003, a referendum was held in Chechnya adopting a new constitution which declared that the Republic of Chechnya is a part of Russia. On the other hand, they did acquire autonomy. But I don't know if that was like taken back. I think there was like some high... They're primarily Muslim. I think it just surprised me. But... so this is funny. This is...
Are Russians primarily Catholic?
Yeah, or Christian? I don't know if they're Catholic so much, but yeah, Catholic, Russian Orthodox. I'm not sure if that's Catholic or just, I don't know.
Okay.
So President Putin was unhappy with the coverage of the hostage crisis by NTV, which was the last nationwide channel that was not state-owned. So that was independently owned. Well, he did away with that. The management of NTV was replaced. All the
people that were killed?
Because they did not cover him in a beneficial light, an advantageous light. Well, which resulted in a profound effect on its editorial policy. Yeah, no shit. So all media, I believe, at least large media or effective media or, accessible to the regular people, it's all state owned.
Hey.
Yeah. So yeesh. Then
why even have it then?
Exactly. To just, I think, feed back to the people that you're great and you're strong. So
I know, I'm just
yeah. Well, I mean, can you imagine like your calling as a journalist and you just can't even do the thing, which is
you can if you leave your home country.
Yeah, if they'll let you leave.
I think they do let people leave. You can get a one-way ticket out of there, I'm sure.
Or get a two-way ticket and don't use the second leg.
The problem is you have to start a new life in a different country with a probably different language.
They might make it hard, though, because you have to get a visa most places.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So then there was this other...
I'm sure plenty of people live in places illegally. I bet that there are Russian colonies around.
So there was another hostage event that happened on 14th of March 2004. Let's see. Oh, no, sorry. September 2004. Now, it was a little bit unclear if it was Chechens this time. And you kind of wonder if there's like a conspiracy going on to try to make Putin look better about handling another hostage crisis, because it was like they couldn't categorically, I don't know, they couldn't categorically say who was responsible for the hostage taking.
Ew.
Yeah. But this time, let's see, 1,100 people were taken hostage at this school, Beslin School, and 331, at least 331 people died, over half of whom were children.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So they initially, like the article I saw, or one of them said it was Chechen separatists again. But then there was like confusion, I think, in this case. I think this was the one where there might have been some Arabic possible involvement. So it's thought to be the deadliest school shooting in modern history. 186 children died.
And they didn't know who it was, or they're claiming that they didn't know who it was?
Well, they definitely said, I mean, they were definitely supposedly hostages, terrorists,
We aren't sure exactly because we don't really want to, start any wars.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was us. Yeah.
So basically...
Obviously, I'm jumping to conclusions, but...
I think that's fair. Oh, on the third day of the standoff, so it lasted 3 days, security forces stormed the building with tanks, incendiary rockets, and other heavy weapons. So they just went in blasting.
With children present.
It's a fucking school.
They're psychotic.
Yeah. But then the weird thing is, I think even maybe it was George W. Bush or somebody from the UN or from another... Oh, Tony Blair, I think, called to congratulate Putin.
Who's that?
On his... He was the British Prime Minister at the time. Called to congratulate Putin on his handling of the crisis. Can you imagine 186 children? And there's these organizations, the Beslin Mothers, and they're like, tell us what happened. Like, why did you go in there? There's just all this like lack of transparency over it.
Yeah.
And he made like a national holiday for like a day or two to commemorate all the deaths, but it was kind of just like, we don't have to tell you. They kind of brushed it under the carpet or shrugged, and I felt like there was a lot of mystery around who was actually behind the crisis, like taking the hostages.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of like just lack of transparency and accountability.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a I mean, this is kind of off topic, I guess, but there's a Russian ASMR person who used to live in Russia, and I guess there was this weird misunderstanding or something with the police, and I guess they're kind of like a beat you in the face first, ask questions later type thing. They like beat her fucking head in. They beat her face in. They broke her nose.
My God.
And she wasn't even the one doing anything wrong, apparently.
Wow.
So they just beat the fuck out of her. And she was like, I gotta get out of here.
Wow.
I gotta get out of this awful country.
What was the video you were watching where they were like initiating soldiers or something?
Oh yeah, it was
That was
exactly
back.
that.
Was it back during the
back
Soviet?
in the 90s?
Yeah.
Supposedly they don't do that anymore, but yeah, they were just beating the crap out of new recruits. And apparently people were commenting saying it's a thing that they do like all over the place as, initiation or whatever, but they were really whomping on them. And I mean, you break a soldier's ribs, like
Yeah.
he's not going to be effective for a minute. And also you aren't teaching them anything. I guess you're teaching them how to take a beating.
I feel like it's one thing to sock someone in the stomach, because even a light sock can be like, oh, like take the wind out of you, but Or there's like controlled ways to do it. I mean, my dad talks about in
It was so sloppy and
boot camp, like they would have to choke each other out, you know, to
Yeah.
like figure out how to do it and to know what it feels like. I
Yeah.
don't know if they allow that anymore. And some of it you understand, but because it's like this is what real combat is. But that was like not controlled.
It was so disorganized and
Yeah.
stupid looking.
Yeah.
It looked
I mean, you can like burst someone's, you know, damage someone's optic nerve if you're punching them in the head or something and blind them. Just
yeah.
so many things.
They were throwing kicks and punches, and it's like, I mean,
I mean, that was a long time ago. I don't know what they did here during those times, but
they probably did similar stuff. But it's like
it seemed like maybe that person was a bit enjoying the process. The you know,
yeah, the
yeah.
seniors, yeah, kind
I
of
mean,
weird.
yeah. I don't know.
You don't have to do that. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Definitely not.
There are definitely other ways to toughen a person up than to just beat the crap out of them.
They might have just been trying to weed out the homosexuals because, as you know, the homosexuals, because as you know, Putin is a big fan. Let's see.
That's another topic.
Yeah. Let's see. He backed stricter legislation in 2012, 2013 with a law called the Russian Gay Propaganda Law that is against homosexual propaganda.
No homo. For real, though.
It's not funny. I mean, it is funny, but it's not. Prohibits symbols like the rainbow flag and published works containing homosexual content.
That's bananas.
So when he was kind of criticized, he said that the law was a ban on the propaganda of pedophilia and homosexuality, almost as if they were synonymous to him. And he stated that homosexual visitors to the 2014 Winter Olympics should leave the children in peace. Hey, homo! Leave those kids alone.
What an absolute
Yeah.
fucking idiot.
But he denied there was any professional, career, or social discrimination against homosexuals in Russia. And I think
Except homos are pedophiles by nature, so...
And I think Oliver Stone asked him about it, and he said, well, would you take a shower with a homosexual or in the vicinity? And he said, well, basically was saying, well, why would I tempt them? Like... Because he's so fucking
attractive.
And something like he would, they wouldn't be able to resist, and then he'd have to beat them down.
And every gay man will fuck every other man around them.
Or child, apparently.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are gay men, or most gay men have taste or a taste. Like,
and they don't like moves.
Just because you're a man doesn't mean that every gay man's gonna be like glomming onto you.
But that's what people who are ignorant think.
Yeah. Man, what a jackass.
Yeah. It just makes me though picture like him and like Cam from Modern Family and like having a moon landing.
Oh yeah.
Instead of Al Bundy, moon landing. And he's like, do not. How do you do a Russian accent?
I don't know. Just do your best on Pavel.
Pavel Chekhov?
Yeah.
Nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessels.
I was just gonna try to say.
Landing.
I just started popping into like French accent. Sometimes I can do it. In Mother Russia, we don't bum other bums. I don't. Can you do it?
That was a good attempt.
You do it. Wash the taste out of our collective mouths.
I can't do Russian accents.
You can do a lot of good stuff. That's not what I meant. You have a good ear. You have a good ear.
I don't think I've heard very many Russian
Shall we
people.
play some and you can do some practice?
That's okay.
You know, that's what's good practice is Archer. The guy who plays the KGB head in Archer they're fun to watch. I think he's possibly Archer's dad. I can't remember who's his actual dad. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty much the consensus. Shut up. The consensus is that he interfered in the 2016 election, that he tried to interfere or did interfere, but less successfully in the 2020 election. So yeah, just all around POS. You know, at least he's keeping it consistent.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Real dumb.
In 2020, he signed a bill giving lifetime prosecutorial immunity to Russian ex-presidents. How convenient.
Yeah.
So he knows he's getting up to a lot of shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but they have that in the States too with all the pardoning. Like,
but I feel like there's still limits to that. I mean, definitely not trying to defend the U.S. Like it's by no means perfect, but
I mean, hasn't every president, U.S. president, pardoned like hundreds of people each time?
Possibly. Yeah, I guess they only kind of list like the more notorious
And Trump didn't even
people.
pardon his fucking own supporters, which blows my mind that he still has supporters after that.
Yeah. I don't know.
They raided the frickin' Capitol for his ass, and he couldn't even bail them out.
Yeah.
You know, they smeared the walls with their feces, and he couldn't even, you know.
Like wrote his name in poo?
I was gonna try to rhyme something.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
All I could think of was Reese's Pieces.
Pieces.
Yeah, they smeared their shit on the walls apparently.
Oh yeah.
Which, why do you need to do that?
So Putin, the schmootin, is into poisoning people. Isn't that like supposed to be like a female, traditionally like female mode of, assassination is poison?
Poison?
Or is that suicide? Yeah.
I think bazooka point blank is the manliest way to kill someone.
But the thing is that they can very categorically well, no, not if you have an agent do it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but isn't that also kind of like...
Why poison, though? Like...
Isn't that also kind of not manly to have someone else do your dirty work?
And we have...
Unquote,
I think we have,
manly.
Ascertained that he is the manliest of the manlies.
He is the manliest of the manlies.
Yeah.
He rode a horse once without a shirt.
One time, that poor horse... Just getting his moob sweat trickle down onto him. God.
Keep going back to the moobs.
I don't have anything against people with moobs. I have regular boobs, but I have other fat areas. My voice broke due to the emotional issue I have with moobs and moob sweat. Anyway, okay, let's go back to one more thing. And we're getting long here.
It's just also weird. Dictators are such strange people.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un and Il, just very eccentric weirdos that, like, you look at them and their actions and you go, how the fuck? Why does anybody follow you? Why are you not in the ground already with your weird
It is
behavior?
weird. It is weird because I feel like if you just got a few of the top kind of military people who had access to...
you could put them down pretty easily.
But they have to pay these people so supremely well that they would never get that in like a democracy. Otherwise, why wouldn't they just say, this guy is a piece of shit and a menace to society, let's just take him out?
And have you seen his fucking baby doll head collection? He's so fucking weird.
Is that a real thing?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, I kind of hoped.
He's got something like that
Which
going
one?
on.
Which crazy? Which great gray?
I don't know any of them. Oh. They're like cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Like Kim Jong-un and... Was it Un or Il? His weird insecurity about not being the best at everything. How he had to be like... better than Tiger Woods at golf or some weird shit.
Are we talking about Trump now?
I should really do more research. No. Kim Jong-un.
But you see the consistent thread here.
Yes.
I mean, look at Trump and all the claims of cheating in golf, but he had to be the best. He can't stand that someone is better than him. He can't stand that he's not a genius. That's what all these fucking insecure... The thing about Trump is he's like 6'4" or something, or, but somehow, I mean, that is the problem. These people should all have to pass like a psychological exam to determine that they're just not fucking insecure little twats.
Without a doubt. I mean, they have...
Because the insecurity is the problem here.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, when he was tossing that guy, when Putin was tossing that guy doing...
tossing a guy?
Sambo or Shmomo or Judo. Oh, I'm like, that guy, there's no way that guy's going to turn around and best him, even if he could best him, because this guy just has to win. Except there was a little girl.
There was a Japanese little girl that threw him down, right?
Yeah, she's not alive anymore.
That's a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke.
She's probably still alive.
I don't know, though. We haven't looked into it.
He may have poisoned her.
He may draw them.
He may have stabbed her in the back with a poison blade.
Poison pen.
Poison pen.
I don't know where that comes. Oh, I guess poison pen is like just more like you're being mean about somebody.
He got her with a blow dart.
I thought you were gonna say blow job. He got her.
Let's not.
I just heard not what I wanted to hear. That's not what I was gonna say. The word that goes with blow most in my mind.
Yeah. Well, that's where I went when you were like, he got tossed. He got tossed by that other guy. I was like...
You don't think of Gimli? Nobody Nobody tosses a Putin. Never toss a Putin. That's what it was. Toss me.
Toss me.
Oh my gosh. So many tongue twisters. Okay, so I just wanted to touch very briefly on his main opponent in recent years, Alexei Navalny, who, big surprise, was poisoned with some kind of nerve gas. So he's been kind of rising in popularity over the last...
He was poisoned with gas?
No, a nerve agent. Did I say gas?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, you have it recorded, so... Fucking unbelievable.
Sorry, it's because it says nerve agent, and anytime I think of nerve, I think of gas.
That's fine. You don't have to explain.
Oh, thanks.
That's
okay, I take back the sass.
Okay, stop for a second. I was just questioning because you had said gas, so I was like, he poisoned him with a gas?
Uh-huh.
I was genuinely asking because
that
was a weird... That would be a weird thing to poison someone with.
Okay, it just made me feel insecure, and you know what happens when people are insecure. They poison people. Want some of this?
No, thank you.
I've been drinking it the whole time. It's definitely not.
Unless you built up an immunity.
I did. It's got iocane powder in it.
That's inconceivable.
Oh, gosh. The banter is just off the freaking chain.
I don't think so.
No, it's really not.
It's way on the chain. It's so far on the chain, you can see it.
You're funny. You got something. You got something going on.
I do.
You do. You really do. You got a certain je ne sais quoi. Anyway, this guy Navalny is apparently maybe a little bit of a racist. He marched in some nationalist.
Oh my gosh.
I almost said Martians. What the fuck? I need to stop talking soon.
He might be a little bit of a racist. He marched in some white pride.
It wasn't white pride. It was nationalistic nationalism.
White nationalism.
Marches. Jesus Christ! It didn't say white. It just said nationalism. You know, he's very proud to be Russian. But he did maybe use a couple slurs or something. Yeah, he compared immigrants or migrants to cockroaches, so that's not cool. But you know, it could be like someone reminded me that Obama was against gay marriage as of like 2015, which is not quite.
Was he though?
Yeah, or he didn't publicly support it because he didn't want to alienate. And that's what a lot of these politicians do, is they don't want to alienate like a broad base.
Did you look into it though?
It was a news person who said it. I can't. Do you know how much shit there was here that I had to fucking look into? If you tell me to look into one more thing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because I've looked into certain things like that and it has been untrue. Sort of like the horse thing that my mom was talking about.
Yeah, this
how
one.
How he signed off on the slaughter of horses and it was like.
I don't really. Do you really want to put that in here?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think she'll listen.
Okay.
And even if she does, I mean, it's true.
Okay.
It's truth, so.
Okay. Well, it was just sounded like it could be true because it's such a divisive issue when you have a huge portion of the country that is religious. And so I believe it. I'll look it up. So anyway, this guy has been gaining popularity, and
which guy now?
Navalny. Yeah, Alexei Navalny. So he has kind of harnessed the power of the internet.
Wow.
With YouTube and Instagram, and has organized protests that way, and he's gotten people to come out against Putin.
He's like a millennial.
He is. I don't know how Putin can crack down on all this other shit, control all the media, hack our government organizations.
Well, it's not him.
You know what I mean, though? He's got the resources. How can he not shut down Navalny or his cronies' access to internet? I mean, the guy's doing videos.
Maybe because Putin has some guys that work close with him that are kind of like, Putin's kind of a dick. So let's just not tell the old man about, Alexei's
I have
website.
A feeling that is not. They were able to get somebody. No, I'm sure that Putin knows. Putin has his fingers in all the pies. Okay, he knows. He's a workaholic too. So
That's just disrespectful.
He was on a flight to, I don't remember actually where the flight was originally going, but it had to stop and get diverted because he collapsed on the plane because he got poisoned with this nerve agent. No, Navalny. Keep up, would you? I'm just kidding. So because there was tension and the Russian doctors were basically like, I think, not treating him properly or not saying that he was poisoned, his team, Navalny's team or friends or family or whatever, had him flown to Germany instead, had him airlifted to Germany. Probably because they also thought that the doctors in Russia would just finish the job.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in Germany being treated and recuperating for 4 to 5 months. He came back to Russia knowing he was going to be arrested because he had these other charges where he had defamed like a veteran or something. It was like really trumped up, stupid charges, like just trying to silence the guy, but not. And then he supposedly got the special forces or, Putin agent to admit to how he poisoned him, although I'm not sure if that's true. And the guy, that's where the underpants comment came, because the guy apparently put whatever it was in his clothing, including his underpants. And that's how he absorbed it. And the Russian doctors were saying there was no trace of the agent, but the German and other European doctors and officials confirmed that there were traces of this nerve agent in his body or in his blood. Wow. It's fucked up. But he was okay. And there was suspicion that he had been poisoned on another occasion along with his wife when they were kind of suddenly and suspiciously very ill. But the guy is, Navalny clearly is not perfect. They said that he can be quite inflexible, people who have that kind of energy and who are so...
Nationalists are always, no matter what country you go to, nationalists are always fucking psychos.
Yeah.
My country first. No matter which country you're talking about, they're always going to be
he clearly seems to be more interested in the general standard of living and rights and liberties of the citizens, but
that's good.
But you can't say that if he gets in power that he's not going to maybe experience the same. Oh, and the other thing he did is he exposed...
Or try to expand the country.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what nationalists do.
I think he would probably be better for the Russians and maybe some of the other... But a lot of people say that it doesn't matter who's in power, and maybe they're kind of right. But, he did do this video... Was it when he was arrested or when he went to prison? That showing Putin's extensive $1 billion estate. Then he supposedly in official documents does not have that much money because he's kind of not supposed to. Well, they're not really communist anymore. But he's supposed to just be kind of like this modestly living politician.
He's telling people that for his fucking image.
Right, but he supposedly has this humongous estate with an amphitheater and an underground hockey rink and this huge palace.
Barf.
And he and of course all of his cronies at the Kremlin are saying it's not his, it's all a scam, it's all lies. But this guy Navalny is does these strategically timed videos and then encourages people to go out and protest. But he said, I came back to Russia knowing that I might die, knowing that I'd be arrested. He's very brave, whether or not he's the person who someone needs to replace Putin. But if you're fighting against, or you're going to be corrupted by the politics in place and the structure in place, I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of hope for.
We need a bunch of chill people ruling the world.
Yeah, but do the chill people want to do the work like you and me? We just want to play video games and read books.
That's just it, though.
What did you say?
We need the people that...
What'd you say?
We need people that don't strive for those positions to have those positions. Because it's always going to be some power-hungry bitch, some fat moob having...
It's like when, what's the guy's name? What's the emperor's name? What?
Anyone who has moobs.
Yeah, except for Putin.
But if you do have moobs,
Putin with
don't be ashamed. Just do some exercise and get rid of it, because it's good for your health to work on.
You don't have to get rid of it, okay? We're just picking on him because...
No, it's good though, because,
I don't think anyone should be walking around with their shirt off all the time. And unless
it's really hot.
Really, really hot. But
even then, you should probably wear a shirt.
I think what it is about Putin is that he's clearly proud of his like physique and his like physical capabilities.
Well,
and it's like, what are you talking about?
He has like a heightened sense of what he is or something.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the difference. Let's look at the picture of Arnold on a horse versus fucking Putin on a horse.
I mean,
I'm just saying, if you want to be proud of the way you look, here, okay, I get it. I mean, I get why you're vain.
He was a fucking bodybuilder.
Putin on a horse. Let's see. Does he do one with a topless? Oh.
I don't even know if it's. Hold on. I don't even know if it's vanity at that point with Arnold.
Well, back then, I'm sure it was. Look at that.
Yeah, but he was a bodybuilder. That was probably for like a calendar or some shit.
Well, I'm just saying, not vanity like it's necessarily excessive, but he clearly is. Of course, you would be proud of the way you look.
Yeah.
He's a very symbol of virility and just, sleek, aesthetically pleasing. This, I mean, he doesn't have the advantage of a professional photographer. This, maybe he was going for this. He failed.
It's weird. And there's like snow around. You're wearing no shirt.
Yeah, it's clearly not that hot.
Oh! Is there snow?
Forgot about that.
I can't see. Hold on.
No, I don't think that is snow.
Let me get my...
I like this photoshopped of Trump tenderly looking like he's nuzzling his ear.
It's just Putin's body duplicated.
I know. Stop ruining the magic.
Look at that one.
Does this one have... Ew. Who is that? Oh, it's Mike Pence.
Gross. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is.
Kim Jong-un. I don't know if there's snow. I'm sure it's not that hot that he has to take his shirt off, okay? You're no Arnold, you know?
It's...
Know what I'm saying?
It's just weird.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. Anyway, there's so much here. There's just so much. But,
oh, man.
I just can't...
A nap after this.
I can't really say much more about it. So, I mean, obviously, if you're looking up bad stuff about the guy, you're going to find bad stuff about the guy. I didn't really find anything really redeeming about him, except that he's very disciplined, which is something that I admire because I myself am not. But I just think, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and he has absolute power at this point, basically. He controls, like they said, in one of the videos I watched, he controls all the important, he's got the military, he's got the parliament, basically he's got the oligarchs, he's got the media. I'm sure I'm missing something. He controls it all. Mm-hmm. So he controls the narrative.
Yeah, that should not be how it goes.
Explains why a lot of maybe Russian people do think he's great, because he's constantly telling them he's great through media. That was a lot of talking on my part. How fucking rude.
I'm just nodding.
Do you have any input or thoughts?
No.
Any questions that I can't answer? Cool. The question I came away from this, I don't even know if I can call it research. I mean, I read what others wrote, and took some notes, and kind of learned about the guy. What is the answer? What can we do? Can we support protesters? Can we, what can we do as someone on the other side of the earth, who
it's difficult because...
I mean, it's hard enough with our own country to eliminate the corruption, but it seems like it's way worse over there.
The stack of shit you have to look through to get all the info just to start.
And you don't control the info. You can't even investigate the guy because, he controls the police and the military and anyone who has access to this shit. How can you help?
Gotta help yourself.
What's the solution? Yeah. I would love to hear your thoughts on if you think that all this information that we have access to is biased, or you think I missed something. It made me really more interested in the region, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do another geography quiz now, and maybe I'll include a link in the description.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Share how good you do on your first try, and don't lie because we'll know.
Yeah. Do a subscribe and a like and hit the bell and do a comment. We love the comments.
Yes.
Because we don't get very many. And do a rate on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or anything like that. We love it.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.